Hello and welcome back to another live stream of Animation Collab, where I collaborate. I just hit my microphone. Sorry about that. Where I collaborate with other content creators in my animation laboratory. We are going to continue the animation that I started almost 2 years ago with Attack, Detect, Defend, Andy and his cybersecurity YouTube channel. I've been animating this explainer video from start to finish. We're nowhere near close to the finish line. We're about halfway through of this 8-minute animation. We just did a little walk cycle of the character, and now we're going to jump into the next scene, which is one of the longest scenes of this animation, I think. Let's have a look at the storyboard, and you can refresh your memory of where we left off. So this is the whole of the animation. We did all of this. This is probably one of the longest scenes, which we'll be utilizing again at the end of the explainer video, which is why I took a lot of care into making this sort of like a template scene, so I can reuse that. And we animated this walk cycle and the little guy putting on his mask. I decided to animate this slightly differently, but I think it works just as well. Then we're going into the transition of when the screen comes in, then a bunch of stuff happens on this screen, which is that quite lengthy animation. Quite a lot of things are happening, then we zoom into the screen. We'll need to see how far we get. I also am not sure if I already prepped this scene for animation, so we might have to do that today. Then we've got the ID check, the unlocking, and oh yeah, there is this other scene. Okay, so I thought this was the last scene we have to do, but then there is this whole other scene, the lateral movement, which is going to be quite quite intense. There's quite a lot of zooming in and revealing and line animation in this scene. This scene is quite long as well. Then we have the bug infestation of the hacking attack, the impact, and that is the last scene before we get into this scene, which I didn't update in the storyboard, but it would essentially look the same as this scene here. Which, again, it looks slightly different in the animation. So, let's jump in. Let's have a look at the... Oops, cannot see. Let's have a look at the scenes. We got all the way to defense, and I think that's the last one we animated. Yes. So now we are going to have to set up that scene. So let's grab our trusty storyboard, which should be this one. Because if you have too many scenes, you run out of space in your Illustrator file, and you have to create a new Illustrator file for more storyboards. Or for more artboards, yeah. All right, how is everyone? Thanks for tuning in today. I hope we're gonna have a fun little animation session. I was very excited to stream today, very motivated. I felt a little bit low last week, which is why we didn't stream. But today is the day. Oh, no, what are you doing? Stop, Illustrator, stop. Okay, there we go. All right, so sorry if you can hear my water bubbling. I have some sparkling water that's now very loud. Don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully it's not too disturbing. Okay, so, yeah, defense evasion would have been that one, and the next one would be privilege escalation. So let's grab a new template. I have pre-set up templates. This is my animation template. It already has 2 artboards ready. One is your regular artboard and one is a second artboard that's slightly larger, so that if anything reaches outside of my artboard, it doesn't get immediately cut off. If you didn't have a second larger artboard, it would just get cut off if you only had your frame here. And I always have my artboards or my scenes set up in the size of the animation frame I'm going to be animating in. So I don't tend to change the size to fit the artwork. I tend to fit the artwork to the frame. And that's why I need the second frame, because if anything is outside of my main view, I guess, my screen, then it doesn't get cut off and I can still drag it in. Okay, so let's start. We need the privilege escalation in here. So what I'm doing is I've got this storyboard, which is also set up in Illustrator, and I just have all of my assets in here, and it kind of, this is the step that you would do if you needed to show this to a client, I suppose. I don't know if you would just do this for yourself. Maybe you would, maybe not as detailed, but it has so many frames because I wanted to show this to Andy so he could understand how the animation would take place approximately. So this is why this scene, for example, takes place over I think like 6 artboards. So now I'm collecting all of the different stages into one artboard, and I think if I was clever, I already kept all of the assets that I need in this frame, and I just turned the visibility off. Let's see if I was that clever or if I didn't keep everything. I did keep this. Okay, it looks like I was clever. That's good. It's a good sign, because we need this screen here. I know it's tiny, tiny, tiny. We need this screen, which is part of this here. But obviously this is the motion when it comes in. So we need it in the center of the frame, so I don't have to reposition it. So that's good. That's in there. We don't actually need this one, but I can just delete that in my scene. And we already have the guy that's then going to climb up here, which is excellent. It appears like we don't have the next scene here. So this window, I'm going to have to paste in, but that's fine because these should be in the exact position if I didn't mess up. So I'm just going to copy this, and you can see by these green, I don't know, what is this? A ruler around the artboard, you know that this artboard is selected. So if I click on this, it should select the artboard. Sometimes it doesn't. The reason I want to make sure that the artboard is selected where I'm copying is if it isn't, I'll give you an example. If I'm copying it here and for some reason this other artboard is selected, when I now paste it in here and I paste in place, it pastes it usually in place based on the artboard position, but I think I didn't copy it again. So I click. Let's assume for some reason, sometimes this happened, another artboard was selected. I copy it now, and then I paste it in here. Let's remove that. It then pastes it, you know, based on the selected artboard that far from the artboard. So obviously we don't want that. You want to make sure your artboard is selected when you're copying artwork between artboards, copying and pasting. And what we don't need is this here. Oh god, so many levels down. So we do want this and need this. Then we also need this one, I think. So just this frame here. We want that one in this location. So, yep, there. And then that's it. But we do have a mask here. The gray window, or the gray part of this window, is a mask. So I want to make sure that I make that a mask. And now I need to make sure how is this being zoomed in? How is this transforming? Because actually I need this window to be at this size. I don't like scaling things up. I prefer scaling things down, because that way I can always, I don't have to scale past 100% of that layer, which means I don't have to turn on continuously rasterize. That makes rendering a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do, I think I have everything I need in here. So I'm going to grab this, because this will have to be one continuous scene, and then we break at this point. So all of these frames, starting from here, all the way to here, that's one continuous scene. I could break it up if I really wanted to, but it does make it a little annoying. I mean, I could do that. I don't like linking things in between two scenes. If something needs to interact with each other, I prefer having everything in one scene, even if that means more layers. So let's see, I could maybe make these sub-comps, pre-comps inside the parent comp, the parent scene. Let me think about that. But basically I want this, and it should have all of the logs. So let's put that here, and it should also have the card, which is now turned off, looks like. Okay, we don't need that card. Okay, this one has a clipping mask, that's fine. So we actually want the card, yeah, the card wants to go inside of here. We don't need this. Ah, this is so many layers. Okay. Now I need to think what I need to separate and what I need to leave. Okay, this is going to require a little bit of planning. Also, what I've been trying to do is maintain the line thickness on all of these objects, even if I'm scaling up and down. And that would require me to pull this into this particular scene just with the card, because it needs to scale from this size to that size. If I want to maintain the stroke width on all of these outlines, I'm going to have to create shapes in After Effects, so they can't stay linked Illustrator layers, otherwise the width would visually increase when I scale these objects. So I'm either going to have to use Overlord to push my layers over, or I create shapes from vector layers. So that means I most likely want this to be a sub scene. So let's save this scene first. This should be number, I think the last number, we're at 100. So, oh, look at that. I already prepped it. Well, look at me being this efficient. I had a bit of deja vu about having prepped this already. So I did prep it already, we don't have to prep it. But as I just discovered, I might want to actually, why can I not see this? I might actually want to create a what is it that I want to say? A sublayer. Ah, right, yes, that's the reason for that, because I kept the guy walking in could have been its own scene, but evidently I decided not to have him as its own little scene here, but instead bring him into this larger scene. And, you know, ignore these numbers, these scene numbers. I put them in when I create the storyboard, but as you continue animating, you realize, oh, maybe I want to split this up differently than I had originally planned, or maybe I want to add a scene, or this is too long or too short, something else needs to happen here, you know. This kind of gets adjusted as you animate. So, summing up, we already have this set up, so we don't need to do that. So I don't need these scenes, but at least now you know how I set up scenes. If you didn't before, oh, and I realized that I didn't turn on my lights in the back. Let me turn on my lights for a second. Look at that. Look how pretty. I love them. They're so cute. Wait, I'm scooching in the wrong direction. There we go. I want to be in the center of the lights. Yay! Light crown. Okay, we shall continue. Right, so we animated this guy, and I think I soloed, is that? Yeah, soloed that scene. Now I must decide if I want this to be a pre-comp. I think I do want this to be a pre-comp. Yeah, let's make a pre-comp out of this. Control-Shift-C. And since we're at 100, this is, well, we're at 10. You know, the 0 at the very end is part of my safety system in naming. So it's not really scene 100, it's scene 10 with an additional 0. And this is a pre-comp of this parent scene, so it gets a letter. And this is the access sub scene. So let's move all of the components in there, and we'll give it a nice little crop here. I think I want this to be a different color. It already had a color. It was purple, so let's keep it purple. I don't know what this is. Let's close that, and so let's make this one purple. Da-da-da. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but usually I keep my main scenes orange in the layer coloring system, and the sub scenes then have another color, whatever that is. Now they're supposed to be blue. Let's make them blue. Fine. Blue is my sub color, so let's keep it the same. Okay, although this one, yeah, no, actually I won't, because you can have a different comp color to the layer color. So I can keep the comp color blue, so it shows up blue here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can. Nope. Yeah. So, but the layer color can be a different color. So you can see that at the top here, this is the subcomp color as I set it in the project window. So I know just by this color that it's not a main scene, but I can keep the layer color at a different color. So there's that. Now, we don't need this. What we do need, however, is to scale it down. And I'm going to deal with the strokes later on. Main thing is all of this needs a controller. Yes. Let me think about it. What is the best way to do this? I'll just tag a controller to the PC, I think. Or, wait, but I didn't even make a screen mask. This PC is just straight up PC and it doesn't have a mask. What was I thinking? I need a mask for this screen. This thing needs to come in. Oh no, actually it doesn't. I just realized it doesn't. Usually my screens, well, my windows in this computer screen come in from the side, so it needs a mask. But in this case, they're actually just either already there or they are revealing another screen. So that's fine. That's okay. We don't need a mask then. I suppose I was clever after all. Let's solo this. But a mask would have been handy. You know what? I am gonna throw... It's a shame that I already closed that window, but I am gonna throw a mask in here after the fact. I'll just grab a random film video pre-comp just so I can use Overlord, and I'm just gonna throw this in there because then I'll have the center of the PC. So I'm just gonna throw that into After Effects. There it is, and I can make a guide layer out of this so we don't need it, we don't need to see it, but I can use it as a guide so that, because we need to zoom in, like this needs to go to the center of the screen, right? So now I'm going to use my motion and give this a null object right at the center of this, and I'm going to rename that Control PC. And I'm going to pin everything to that. I think that's what I want. Everything to that. And then, eventually, at some point, this is going to zoom in. When Andy says the overall objective is there's a few tactics they'll use to navigate through a system to reach the end target. Credential access techniques offer ways to obtain passwords. So when he says credential something techniques blah blah, we'll have to see when he says that. So let's listen to the voiceover so I know when this is supposed to happen, and then I can block out that zoom. Let me turn on my headphones. And let's turn on the desktop audio for you, hopefully.
To avoid setting off any alerts or to cover their tracks. One common...
Okay.
Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permission.
Initial access is... This is a really long pause. I think I'm gonna cut this down, as I have been doing. That way we save a few seconds.
Initial access is likely to only grant low-level...
Where does he actually say that? I just want to make sure that we're not... Ah, yeah, it's right at the beginning, so it's literally right here. So I don't think we need a break here.
So, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privilege.
Okay, let's jump
To other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only...
Okay, I think that's another pause that we don't need. Let's cut that out.
Also, some other...
The next part should be the one we need.
It's unlikely that an attack...
No. Also, yeah, he said that. It's unlikely. And then the part after that. So I'm assuming we won't need this pause either. So let's cut this out as well. Andy should be a voiceover artist. He's so good at this.
It's unlikely that an attacker will be able to...
Okay.
So there's a few tactics they'll use to navigate through a system to reach their end target. Credential access techniques.
Credential access techniques. There we go. This is it. So there's quite a lot he's going to say before we get to that. But this is approximately where this is going to happen.
Credential access
Yep, so about here. Oops, that's the background. We need this. It's an incredibly long scene. Look at that. Wow, 45 seconds almost. Okay, so credential access. Credential. Okay. Now, there we go. Credential access. This is where this starts, so approximately here is where this scene starts, and I'm not sure why these layers are all so short. Okay, I don't think I need any of the... Okay, let's just make this longer. So, about this point is when we need to do a reposition and scale. Usually about 20 frames is about fine. But first, this is unscaled. So first we want this unscaled. I need this axis here. So reposition, I'm just going to reset the position so it's right at the center. It's probably not where it needs to be, but we will see. So now I need to scale this up until it meets the size of the original, approximately. So this is... Oh. So it's about there, maybe a little lower, right? Let's see. Larger? I think it's about there. So about here. This needs to stop scaling, but the computer needs to continue scaling. So I need to figure out how to do that. So the scale kind of needs to be split. So at this point, we finished the scaling. Now I'm going to parent the axis to that. I'm going to turn off the reference. It doesn't quite match. That's the downside. Doesn't quite fit within the screen. So now I just need to reposition it by I and unparent again. So reposition it so it's, you know, kind of inside of this screen. So when I zoom out, it fits, basically. Yeah. Let's see. This is much lower, but this reference axis is also not in the right position, I think. So it should be about here, actually. Yeah, that looks about right. So now we can parent this to that. I'm actually going to take my headphones back off. And now when we zoom out, we've got this. Yay! It's in the frame. Now I'm going to easy ease this with my motion preset, which is 75%. It's not velocity, it's keyframe velocity, but it's influence. It's 75% influence, just sort of my standard transition. And then at this point, the PC needs to continue scaling so that it sort of disappears. So at this point, well, maybe a little before this point, actually. It continues scaling, so it just disappears. But the problem is that this is now not in the right position. Ah, I see. I see now. Now I am reconsidering how this should sit, actually. Ah, no, it does need to be at this position because there at the top we're going to see the text come in, right? Yes, it does need to sit in this position so that the text can come in. Okay, that's fine. And then this is also going to have 75% velocity. And let's just very quickly look at this because we're actually going to animate a different part of this. And this needs to maybe have an easy ease. So it just continues. No, it needs to be faster. So maybe it just needs to be just slightly. It's a little slow, this. Yeah, that's more it. So it kind of disappears, and then as soon as we don't see it, it's gone, and I just need to make sure that this actually has a background, which I think it does. It does here. Okay, so when this zooms out, it kind of becomes the background, and then, you know, when it disappears, you don't see the difference. So yay, we got it. Let's save. And let's go back to the beginning. Because we actually have this happening. We have a bunch of stuff turned off. So let's turn everything back on. Ta-da! And so he comes in. Well, they. This little blob character doesn't have a gender. Hello, Minnow! Thanks for tuning in. You just tuned in at the very perfect time where we're actually starting to animate defense. Why does it say just defense? It should be defense evasion. Weird. Okay, so we've got defense evasion here. Defense evasion. Is that how you spell it? Is that correct? Defense evasion. Yep, should be fine. So, this comes in. Boop, boop, boop. But actually, I think he needs to say that when you are animating at the same time. Nice. Yeah, let's do an animation party. Okay, so we need to do this by voiceover now. So let's see what Andy's saying.
Across these various techniques is the design to be spotted. Therefore, an attacker may take advantage of defensive.
When he says a defense evasion, right at this point.
Defense evasion technique.
Same kind of subject, you're saying? So like a cybersecurity explainer video. Is that what you're animating? Nice. Nice. It's a heavy topic, but it's super interesting. Now I don't know which one my screencast shortcut is. How do I get back to my screencast? I don't remember! What's the shortcut? I know I can just click on the button, but I really want to know the hotkeys. Hang on. To go back to my screencast, I have to press L. Why would it be L? Live, probably. That was probably my thinking. Ah! Part of a serious game, a cutscene, you say. Oh, well, look at you. It's very important work. Okay, so he says defense evasion techniques. I like when the text comes up when you see it, when he says it, sorry. So actually, I made the marker here. Let's see if that's actually where he says it. Maybe this needs to just be slightly longer on screen. Why is this so humongous here? It's taking up so much of my real estate. You know what? I don't need the modes. I'm just going to... I might need the modes, but I want more real estate in my timeline, so I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so now this needs to not be on screen. When does this need to come on screen? Like to cover their tracks. So roundabout when he says cover their tracks. Let's see when he says that.
To avoid setting off any alerts or to cover their tracks.
Or to
their tracks.
No, it's about here.
Or to
Yeah. Or to cover their tracks. And this is privilege. I never know how to spell that. Privilege something something. It's fine. Good enough. So at this point we have all of these. All of these apart from this one. So we're going to trim those. Whoops. I said apart from this one. Trim those to this point. And now we're going to backwards animate. So this is the end point. This is where it stays. And now we're going to animate it in from here. But the problem is this was supposed to hide the little character, but it's actually not hiding it. Not sure what to do about that. Let's see. It's supposed to hide the character, it doesn't hide the character. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Figure it out. Maybe he jumps up. Jumping is annoying though. Yeah, I really thought this screen would just hide this character. Ugh, that's so annoying. Okay, let's see. Oh, and the eye, for some reason, the eye of the character is supposed to have a set mat with the... Sorry, no, it's the wrong... No, this is the foot. The iris should have a set mat set to the eye. And it doesn't because the eye didn't have the continuously rasterize turned on, that's why. So now you don't see the iris when he closes, when they close their eye. We want to keep this little blob character neutral. Okay. Now, what do they need to do? What is this mask for? Ah, it's the mask. Like the, yeah. I remember. What if the body... What if the body, like, goes down? God. Hacker body. Yeah, this is... Control hacker. Oh, God. Maybe this needs to actually be parented to the hacker body. Hacker body, mask, hacker body. Control, hacker body. Hacker body, okay. Hacker body. Okay. Because then I can do something like position. Like it goes, oh no, shit. The legs are not supposed to be, there we go. Oh no. Why? Okay, those were the wrong things. The legs shouldn't be parented to the hacker body, and I think that still works. I hope. So then this can go down. Come on! What is happening? I keep parenting it to the wrong thing. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's a bit of chaos right now. There we go. Okay, now the body can go down without... and then we can have this, like, they can jump. And then they sort of disappear behind the screen, yay! And this is going to be very fast, I think. Let's see. I think it's going to be like, whoa! Okay, looks a little weird. Okay, let's see. Whoa! Okay. So, like, not fast enough. Maybe just needs to be disappeared at this point. Oh, I see. Okay, wait a second. Okay, just gonna... I'm gonna shy these layers so that I can just see the two that I need right now. So let's do it like... Ooh, no. I need to move the keyframes, not the layers. Okay, so... Woo! Okay, what does that look like when I move this out a little bit? I mean, good enough. I think that's good enough. And now I can bring those layers back and just crop them out because we don't need them anymore. Done. Little defense dude is, little hacker dude is done. So we have him come in, and actually one thing I did want to add is a little bit of rotation to the arms. And I think this can just be a very simple loop until here. So we've got some arms here, these two. And I'm going to do a loop in animation, a loop in loop expression. So we need rotation. And I think it's 10. Is this on 10? Yeah. Right? This is... Yeah, so we've got rotation here. We've got what? No, I don't want position. No. I want rotation. Rotation. Ah, that was rotation. Oops. Okay. Ah, damn, but then there is something else going on here. Oh no. Ah, that is the animation of the arm there. So I think I can't do a loop. I mean, I probably could, but I can't be bothered figuring out what needs to happen here so I can use a loop animation. I'll just use keyframes just like with the walk animation. So this is on 10. So when... Usually the arms would be swinging back and forth, but I think I'm just gonna have the arms like flap. I don't know if you can see that, but like flap up and down. I think that's funnier because it's a little ball, you know? So when the body goes up, the arms would flop in, I guess. So this is this up? No. Oops, that's the eye. So this is up. This is also up. So let's start here actually. So arms normal, arms to the side. Okay, got it. Minus 15, let's go with 15. And this is 15, good. And that's just F9, and then we clone these two, and then we clone all of them backwards. I think that's the right place. Nope. One less. There we go. Clone. Clone. I think that's... Is that correct? I think that's correct. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's already wrong. Don't know what I did to make that wrong, but let's investigate. Oh god, there are too many layers in between here. Okay, let's make these shy again, and I only need the arms right now. So let's shy everything else. Now I have... Whoops, the wrong arm. I need this arm, not this arm. I need the two arms, and I need the walk movement. Okay, so what did I do wrong? This should be the up movement, so arms in. Ah, okay, this is... Ah, it's too large. The distance is too large. This is down. This is up. Okay, I see. Let's redo that. It's easier to clone forward anyway. Let's clone. Let's clone. Let's clone. And this should be correct now, I think. Let's see. Maybe a little bit too much with the wobble. Maybe a little bit too much. Let's tone it down. This is minus 10 and this is 10. Oops. Your suggestion is to make hands and legs color a little bit darker. Yes, I could do that. However, I chose not to go with a lot of shading for this design. So it's very, very minimalist, which is why I don't have any shading. Okay, let's have a look. We want to go until here. Okay. And I don't see a lot of up and down movement, but I guess it's not necessary too much because I just want the foot to stay on this ground line. I think I only did the up and down as much as the foot needs to be on the down, and I think this is rotated too much because you can see the little gap here. Oh no. This guy needs to be rotated slightly less. Now I need to find out, it should be this one again. Yep. And then this one again. I think that's it, then we don't see the leg. Yeah, it's just those. That's the one we just fixed, right? Yep. Okay. Now, when it stops, something needs to happen to the arms. They kind of just stop animating, so that's obviously... I guess I can just clone this as well, so we... Now it's the arms are going up when it's going up, but I want it to be the other way around. So actually, this needs to go one back. And that way, I can clone this to go into... Oh, Because when you're going up, when you're bouncing... Yeah, when you're going down, your arms go up. Just testing. Just testing what my arms would do. Yeah, because of, you know, with the contact with something below you, your arms sort of get pushed out from your body. So when the body is down, the arms should be up. When it's up, the arms should be down. And then we have this. And then I'm just gonna make a slight offset of keyframes, maybe like 1 or 2, let's see. And then we have the look around. I want to see the look around again. Maybe just 1 ahead. And now, the guy is looking. Yeah, looking. I think what I want to do here is move the arms just a slight smidge. So this one might go out further out. And this one might go in. And then the other way. And the other way. And then we're going back to the center. So back to this point. Wait. Something didn't work out. Huh? Ah, but now both is 0. No, not 0. I want this one here and this one there. And I want it to be... And this I want to be 75%. And this going out influence I would also like to be going 75. So oh, that's way too delayed. So it should be far sooner. This should be like at this point. This should be at this point. Yeah. 10, 10. That's fine. But then something went wrong here. Yeah, it should be like this. That's... Okay. Okay. Wait a second. There we go. Huh? Why is this happening? What is happening? I don't know. I'm a little confused. I should be going from this point. What is happening? This is 2020. Oh, I see. They're rotating in the same direction. Okay. So this should be both minus 20. But I don't know. What would you do? I think both of your arms would be going... Now he's pointing. I don't think that's the right movement. I think he would actually not be doing that. I think he would be like that, more like, right? 20 minus 20, and then 20 minus 20, 20. More like this. And now I just need to figure out when this ends, should end here. Come on, move. So something like this. Okay, let's see. Comes in, bouncy, 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 bouncy. Oh, that's weird looking. Just goes, who? Oh, now they stayed the same. 20 minus 20. No. Maybe it would just be this arm that would go behind. Ah, no. This one would stay the same. Oops. No. That's not what I meant to do. Really struggling with the visual here. Okay, let's see. I mean, that's okay. And I think these should actually be... This one should be easy ease. I think that's how I did it. Why are they rotating at this point? They shouldn't be doing that. Ah! Let's try this again. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Good enough. We are moving on. All right. We've got this guy in the bag. Then the... Ooh, defense evasion. But no blinks here. I think I need more blinks. I think I need a blink here. And then these ones are just gonna be here. And maybe the eye needs to move to this position. Clone. Oh, it's in the wrong direction. Oopsie. It's a little far. Let's go. Oops. Let's only go as far as this. Maybe up a little bit. One more thing. When he's jumping up, I think I want the feet to rotate. So at the jump, the feet rotate. Whee! Oh, why can I not? Oh, right. Then they rotate down. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yay! Looks so cute. Now, we did that. Right? It's so cute. Did I see the color-coded keyframes? Yes, I did. I think they have been released now. I thought I saw something on Twitter. I'm not sure. But I haven't updated my After Effects in a while. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm still in the 21 edition because I downloaded the 22 edition version, whatever, and so many things are broken, so I didn't want to change. So I stayed in 21. I'm gonna have to change at some point, but update, yeah. Right, so now we're here. Now Andy needs to say stuff, and then this gets deleted, delete logs, which we should have a mouse for, and we do. So, yeah, things break. Things break with Adobe all the time, and now my headphones just turned off because I am not even using them. Multi-core GPU support. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of nice updates, but then there are a bunch of stuff that have been broken for decades now, you know, that they could have fixed, but instead they're giving us new updates. I mean, come on, Adobe. All right, so let's listen. Initial access is likely only grant as the name suggests.
To cover their tracks. Initial access.
Cover the tracks. Yeah, it's this part. Avoid setting off any alerts or to cover their track. Oops, that's the background. So now the mouse, we don't need this little hacker boy. We need them later, so we don't see that just yet. We see the mouse, the cursor, move into position, and it will be slightly there, maybe? So as the screen moves in, this moves there, and then we click. I think I'm gonna give this a null object so that I can click them together. I need to parent it to the PC, control click, and then we scale down to maybe 80. This is very, very fast. And this is just an easy ease. And then this starts getting deleted. Oh no. Logs. I think I'm gonna just give this a quick and dirty mask that I'll animate. I don't usually use masks on top of layers. I usually have a separate mask because it's easier to manipulate, but in this case I'll just do it like this. I think this is maybe the easiest way. Like, I don't like using shape animation because if you want to do, wait, actually, I'm just gonna move this up like that. Sometimes they just are a little bit annoying, so. And then as soon as that's done, I think we just remove the screen, and behind it we have this axis screen, which doesn't seem to, like, there's a lot of text. I think I left this scene way too long, but maybe we can just cover it with the setup, like with, you know, this scales out of view, then we see how this comes in and the guy comes in, but that's yeah, privilege escalation, huh? The crop tool in Photoshop still has a bug. No. Yeah, masks have really strange behaviors, which is why I avoid doing animating masks directly. I prefer using the alpha matte, well, the alpha, what is it called? The no, the track mats. I prefer having 2 layers on top of each other, or using the set mat, but you know, sometimes those can be weird as well, so yeah. Okay, so let's see if I don't know, man. I think I timed this wrong, but let's have a look. Now there should be privilege escalation.
Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation technique.
Yeah, at this point.
Suggests privilege escalation. Privilege escalation techniques allow.
This is credential access. This privilege escalation techniques part is the same screen as the credential access. Okay, yeah. No, this is fine. Privilege escalation. So no, I didn't time it wrong. It's just this part with the credential access starts there, but the screen is already here at this point. Okay, good. We're all good here. So now I need this screen to disappear, and we need the log screen. I'm gonna give this another null, another controller, which also needs to be parented to the PC, and then this, and this will do a disappearing act, and this is going to be called control what is this? Access logs. So now we do a scale up and down. So I usually go 110, and then 5 frames later, 3, 4, 5, we go down to 0, and everything disappears. Everything that is part of this. Noise. And why can we not see this? Because it's behind the PC. Obviously, we don't want it behind the PC. We want it on top. So that's excellent. We don't want the PC to stop being seen, though. we don't want to cut that one. And also, most of these will have to be continuously rasterized because we are scaling them. And then we're not using this just yet. But actually, at this point, this is going to have to come in, I think, round about here. So when these axis logs scale, this is going to be an easy ease. So it's just a swoosh, and we have this guy. Swoosh. Why are these lines so they are thick because I scaled the other scene down. So we still need to deal with those. And this is getting really big, so maybe I won't go all the way to 110, maybe 108, just so it doesn't go past the screen, because I did not give this. 106 is fine. Even 107 is fine. Wee! Wee! There we go. Nice. Which means this starts at this point. Excellent. So, privilege escalation, and then we have this ladder dude who also needs a little controller. Isn't that fun? So, control privilege hacker. This is a new hacker. We have a new hacker in town. So at this point, this new hacker needs to move in here. And we're using the Y, so out of screen. I need to see where out of screen is. But maybe we just do this a little bit longer. Let's add 20 more frames to this. So now it looks something like this. Let's actually listen to the audio. Did my headphones turn themselves off? No. Okay.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to...
Yeah, that's on screen so long. I think I need to... Or I just do this animation slower so we don't see so much empty space. So it just happens until then. And then this can happen slightly sooner, maybe. So this will stop here, and this will need to start here. And then we have the title here. Privilege escalation. I'm not sure why it just says privilege. Escalation. All right, let's have a look at that again.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker...
Okay, so that can be just a little bit sooner, which also allows me to not have this so slow. Oh my god. So let's move this much sooner. Much sooner. I mean, not much, but, you know. I'm gonna put an out marker in here. Well, it's an in-out marker, actually. Out, in. It's the out of these layers. And it's the in for this scene. And this is where he actually says privilege escalation. So let's see if we have bridged the gap.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques.
Okay, privilege escalation can come in just slightly before that, which means we can bridge more of this time. That is excellent. Because this scene is way too long. We can make this 75% and maybe this just super fast. And that means we can cut these layers here, and we can also move this much closer to the start of this. Yay! Actually, we can probably move this further to here. Let's see. Yeah, we can bridge more of the gap, I think.
To cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so or to cover.
I think this needs to, it cannot be this long. It's just too slow, you know? I think it can only be this long, which means this needs to happen at this point. This needs to happen at this point. This needs to be starting at this point. And then privilege escalation can be slightly earlier. I mean, I don't know how much earlier we can start this, but let's have a look.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker.
And I think the little guy cannot come in this much sooner. Needs to be, whoops, needs to be round about when privilege escalation comes on screen. So something like this, but we can lengthen the animation of this. Save that, and let's have another look.
To cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain.
And while this comes up, I think this little dude can already be climbing. So, I'm not sure how this dude is going to be climbing, but he needs to be climbing as per the storyboard. Oh, let's have a look at that. Everything is parented to the body. The feet parented, whoops, left to left, right to right. And then, yeah, I haven't set this up yet. So we need to go in and we need to change the anchor points so they can actually rotate from the correct position. Foot. I think what I did with the foot was have it at this point, and this one at the top, and this one at the top. And actually, no. You know what? It's gonna rotate from the center of the body, because that way I can make the leg go around like a lot. So I'm gonna move this to the center of the body. And then I'll show you what I mean with the leg can go all the way around. Where is the... yeah, that's the one. Because now I I can add rotation. And now this leg, hopefully, if I did this correctly, the leg can now go up like that. Okay, so let's do a climbing a climbing cycle, I guess. Maybe it shouldn't go quite so high. Maybe just like this high. This needs to be a maximum of 16 up, I think. And then, I think the body needs to be parented to its own controller. Roll body, no. Yeah, body. And let's see. Now I'm going to move this guy to the next step. And at the same time, this needs to rotate back to 0. Let's see if that works. So, we kind of, I mean, the keyframes are obviously, you know, let's see. Looks so weird. I mean that's super weird. Super weird. I'm not sure if I can do it like that. Okay. Let's see. So now the arms obviously have to rotate down, right? You have to, at this point, rotate down. Is this going up? One arm is down, one arm is up, technically. So this arm, I'm reaching with the opposite arm, so this arm should actually be down. Oh my god, this is kind of breaking my brain. So at this point, this arm should actually be down, like that. I think I want this slightly closer in. This is so weird. Ah, this is so weird. Also, the problem is that this arm needs to hold on to something. And now this arm isn't holding on to anything. let's assume this arm needs to reach out to the next thing. And let's assume this arm needs to stay where it is. No, this is not working. I don't think I can make this look realistic. I am not sure how I can make this happen. This cannot be realistic. This needs to be comical in some way. Otherwise, it's just gonna look wrong. And I think the legs actually need to be parented to the hacker body. How about something like this? Whee! Hmm. I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost. Oh no, I think I'm just gonna... Nope, 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 nope. I give up. I give up. I'm gonna have him jump. I'm just gonna have him jump. Oh dear. No, 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 no. Let's get rid of all of this and reset everything to 0. And we're just gonna do position. This goes a little later. Position, down, down. And now we jump. Whee! Higher than necessary because we're gonna do overshoot. Body comes back to its original position in the process. And then we want to land on the next step. I think this is gonna have to be the best way of doing it, because that's the other option was just weird. Okay, let's see. Okay. We will obviously do a little bit more bounciness. At this point, the body needs to bounce back a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. No, not quite so much. And back to original. So let's see this jump. Okay, it doesn't look great. No, I think it needs to be during this. So what? Okay. Summon like that. Let's see. Okay, that is terrible. Timing is terrible. I think this is too much time. Come on. So, let's see. Better. I think this can be 10 though. So let's just move this up. And then obviously the arms are doing something. Like they rotate. They rotate down. No, first. They start at this position. Okay, wait. They start at this position. Then they go down to get velocity. Oh, I think I need to move this up. After all, it needs to be like at this position, I think. And this arm needs to be slightly higher. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the original position. Whee! And then to this position. And then back to the original position. I think we can do just easy ease on all of that. See what that looks like. Nope. Whee! I mean, the arms need to stay up at least until here. think they need to stay until here. I need to wee. Yeah. And then 10 like that. Oops. Maybe this just doesn't go quite as low. Maybe this just goes until the 50 and minus 50. Maybe just like whoop. Alrighty, here we go. Nice. A lot of arm movement for this one. But at least we got it. And now, you know, I can adjust. Now the colored keyframes would come in really handy. Because this is one set animation. So, but also I want this dude to start much, much lower, on a much lower rank. Maybe like here. That way we can bridge the gap a little bit more. Whee! And then we do that again, actually including that one. Clone. Only that now we are at this position. This is, let's do 103 just so I can calculate that better. Now we're gonna go 0 and 103. That way it always jumps the same amount up. Yay! And let's see how much it needs to jump, because we can bring this guy in a little bit earlier. That way he can just jump up a few times.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, or to cover permissions.
I think I can come in here already. Just a little earlier.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privileges.
Okay. There is one thing I can loop the jump with the arms already at this point. Like, he can get used, he can start the jump at this point already. He doesn't need to finish the jump like this, but I want to keep this. Whoops. I want to keep this as a reserve because this will be good as a finishing the jump at some point. So, at this point, we are actually restarting the jump from here. So, we are here and we're going down, blonk. And as soon as we arrive here, we're already going back into the next jump. Like, already at this point, we're going into the next jump. So I'm going to remove these and these. And I'm going to clone these. Doesn't quite work out, huh? How much back is this? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's just clone this from here. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from that point. So this should start here, like that. Then we are cloning again these three. I think. No, the jump is here. In the long sections. Actually, this happens at this point. Alright, let's have a look if this jump is now working. Yep, that's working. Let's just see how many times this little guy needs to jump.
Access through a combination of
Oh,
access.
nope, I didn't need to start so far back. Let's start here.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain...
Yeah, I think one more. No, he actually has to jump almost all the way to the top. But as soon as he starts getting the screen, these locks will filter through, open. I don't know if you can see that here. So he keeps jumping, he continues jumping. These locks open eventually, and until this lock like doesn't open anymore, and then he falls off. So so this needs to continue until he arrives at the third bottom, I think. Yeah, third from the top, sorry. So at this point, we're going in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're cloning this, but we're going to... I think it was 43, right? Something like that. That's 43? Yeah. So now we're going again. And we're cloning one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we are copying this again. And now we are at minus 17. Ah, one more. But at this point, going to clone that. But at this point, we're actually going to use this finishing combo, which should be this one. Yep. First we are at minus 77 exactly. Minus 77. And we jump. And the arms need to come back down. Did not save that part, of course. Wait. Oh. Minus 77. Minus 77. Why? Why is this all of a sudden? None of these are Bezier, but all of a sudden that one just decided to be Bezier. What the hell? Ah, these are also Bezier for some reason. Let's not do Bezier. We don't want the Bezier. What the hell? Let's not do that. I don't want that. And then we just need to bring the arms back down. So at this point we have whoop. So to this we just have this. And this is 10 frames. 10, clone, save. And all we have to do is have these locks run through. Once he reaches this point, at this point, the locks will start running through. And the subcomp isn't set up correctly? What's going on? No, it is. Ah, okay. Yeah. Everything's fine. So this needs to go through the axis mask. No, that's not the right. Oh no. Didn't separate the window. Yep, I need this thing. That's not the axis mask that I need. Damn it. I think what I'll do, I'll just scale this down. Just in the Y. So this is just running correctly through this. Need to be very accurate. So I think it's 60.5, even less. 60.3. 60.4. 0.2. Where are we? Ah, there we go. Okay. Here. I need to adjust this. Alright, good enough. This is the mask, and the lock needs to run through that mask. And the lock is, it has a top and a bottom part. And something else I'm going to do is set this, reset this. Oh dear. I need the original. I need the original in the original comp, which is this axis mask, because I need the original position. And what I'll do with this is I will have another lock set. Actually, I might just pre-comp this lock. Let me think about that. I need multiple locks to run through this screen, so I'm just considering what the best method to do that is. I need about 2 of these, I think. So I will pre-comp this lock. And because this is a sub or pre-comp, you know, child of a child, I'm adding another letter to this calling it lock. And what I'll do is I will make this comp slightly smaller. I can do that with the region of interest. I'm just gonna crop this region of interest. Then I can go to composition, crop region of interest, and I'll just adjust this to be the same. Lock top. Yeah, no, it's fine the way it is. This will open at this point. Okay, so now we have a lock that needs to be in the same position as the previous one. So we need to reset that. I'm just going to turn off the other things because we don't need them right now. So this needs to be here. Now I need this, which is going to be a guide layer for this lock. We need a controller for that. Control locks, because we're going to have multiple locks. So to duplicate this lock, the first lock will be here. We'll have a mask. Yes, mask. Great. Now this is going to move down. Let me think, let me think, let me think. Actually, I don't need this access screen background thingy. Now this is going to move down until we don't see it anymore. And then we have a new lock, which I can now parent to this and give it a mask. And I don't want to use the set matte effect in this case because I do need to put continuously rasterize on this composition, which means the effect won't work. And see, we have one lock leaving and one appearing, which is exactly what we want. The only thing that we want to happen first is this first lock unlocking before this movement happens. So first, I want this to be normal. Delete marker. I want nothing. Then maybe 1 second later, I want this to unlock. Unlock. And actually this does need to be slightly taller because this needs to unlock. So let's... And now this is going to rotate. Unlocked. Needs to be slightly lower so we don't see that. Or we just need to have it here. No. We need to have it at this point. So this doesn't get revealed. Yup. Kind of. This is unlock. Why is this moved? Oh no, the position of this has moved because we made the composition larger. So this needs to move up. And this needs to go further down so we don't see the open lock. And now what I want to do is add this here. Let's see if the timing is all right. I want to kind of automate this timing. And I can do that by the amount of jumps that are here, I think. So we don't want this to happen until we get to here. So not until this point. So what I'm going to do now is have a static lock here until we get to the pre-comp. And hopefully they are in exactly the same position. See? No, they are not. Let's adjust. Oh, nope, don't play, don't play, don't play. Cannot see the difference, unfortunately. Ah, there we go. Hopefully that won't be too visible. And now... Oh, why can't we see the locks at all? Ah, because I turned this one off. Okay. I want the unlocking to happen right at this point. So we need to move this to here. And then when we jump at this point, we need the jump as well. So as soon as it's unlocked, we are jumping to the next one. Ah, but the unlocking must happen immediately. Immediately after jump, so... Now that's what I meant about automating this. But I think I can just move this to here and it will still work as intended. And now we loop this. Now we loop it from the unlock to the loop. Yep, that's what I want. Okay. So we give this a time remapping, and I'll add keyframes here. And I remove the keyframe at the end. That way I can control what happens at this point. And we loop. Actually, I won't, because then I can still make another animation happen. And although I need to start looping at this point, because at this point it needs to start the loop again. Okay. There we go. And this is where we end the loop, right? So at this point, which is actually this point, I suppose. This point at 7 minutes, we... Well, at the loop, we suddenly don't have an unlocked. So this actually doesn't unlock. This does not need an alpha. And this is just going to 1, 2, 3. This is going to reject the want this to be exactly in the center of this as much as possible, and it's going to be like, nope, 15 minus 15, 15, 0. And I'm also going to add a time remapping to this one. No, actually, I'm going to just chop it off here and give it a hold frame. That way we are not starting the unlock animation. Oh. Actually, I think I want to do this a few more times. And then, so we're at the top here. And then he would fall off. And that is essentially the scene. I'm not gonna do the falling off just now, because that's gonna take a lot of timing and also timing with the audio. But essentially, that's kind of where we're at. Need to lengthen this. So, let's see.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level privilege. Possible with administrator techniques are only possible.
At this point, this is where it needs to stop and do the nope, you cannot access. So this whole animation with the jump might need to have a few pauses before he jumps, or this blob character continues to jump up. So administrator, let's say admin, what was it? Credentials, access? Access, I think it was. So at this point, it needs to do the nope. So let's continue copying this. I think I can do it from this one. So this keeps doing that until we get to here. At which point it does the nope. And then the little guy falls off. So actually, the jumping will need to be much longer. And I might have to just move that dude lower. Okay, let's time this. Let's time this with this. So when we're, yeah, with this one. Okay, so when we are on... They don't really line up, actually. Anyway, the timing is going to have to be different anyway, so... I'm going to have to adjust that later. So it's going to be something like this. Alright, and I'm also going to turn off that mask because it's super irritating that we can see that. I think it's this one, the card slot mask. Alright, let's have another look at that. Oh, not this comp, another comp.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so,
let me save.
As the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system levels, or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges which allow for greater access.
What I'm thinking is that maybe this animation is a little fast. The movement here can be much slower. So maybe 2, 3, 4. Maybe this doesn't happen until here. The loop starts here. which means the unlock needs to be here. No, wait. The unlock needs to start here. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. No, wait. This needs to go here. So it's more like no, first the unlock. No. Unlock in. So this is where the unlock finishes. We need that as well. And that way. That means this doesn't start until here. Yep, that's it. And then the loop starts here. Yeah. So that means I need to redo this. So it's this until here. And then at this point we loop. Copy V. Then we can duplicate the whole set. At this point, it would do the... No. No, we shouldn't have that. Oh no, the end. Wait. I can hold frame this one. And then administrative level access. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges, which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other
But we still only start with the opening the locks at this point. So actually the locks don't start opening until here. So actually we don't see a whole lot of locks opening, to be honest. But the good thing about using time remapping is I don't have to reset the inside of this comp actually. I can just say, okay, we're gonna start this here. And we're gonna squish this so it fits into this. Or I can start unlocking this much sooner, where I'm actually already unlocking it. I mean, I can just leave it like this and I can just have this guy jumping sooner, you know? Why not? Why not? Wait, where does this loop? Here. Hmm. I'm unsure how far back I need to go to loop this. 2, 1, 2, 3. That should be the right amount, I think. And then all I need to do is move this to an appropriate number that isn't weird. And then I can just move this. And then I can just take this down. One set. I can do that again. From here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, I think. Yep. And then, oh, that's odd. And then this can go one down again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Clone. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Clone. And then put this down here. Oh, even more. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Clone again. Move this down again. And this little dude's just gonna keep on jumping. I think it needs to go down even further. There. Oh no, I didn't copy this. Oh, God. Nope, that's wrong. Oh dear, it's from short to short. Okay, it's from short to short. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then one last clone. Which honestly, I'm not even sure how much lower I need to move this. So it kind of moves from 410 down to 528. That's like around 90. 528. So it's not no wait, that's 118, so 736, something like that. So then the woo doesn't move. I think this does need to come in just slightly later, otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, now we have something workable for this scene. Let's have a look.
Or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to only grant low-level permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher-level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system levels, or to cover their tracks. Initial access is likely to
and that's where we got to.
Permissions, so, as the name suggests, privilege escalation techniques allow an attacker to obtain higher level privileges which allow for greater access to other parts of a system. Also, some other techniques are only possible with administrator level or system level.
Okay, the timing is still a little bit off, but I think we're in a good place with that one. And we're going to continue next time in the next stream and refine the scene a little bit more. And then after that, we're going to do the little guy falling off. We're zooming in and we have the credential access portion of this scene. So this is what is still ahead of us. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I know I haven't streamed for a while, but I hope that was a good chunk of time that you could watch my work process, understand how I animate explainer videos. And if you enjoyed that, please consider giving this video a like. Please subscribe if this is content that you're here for, that interests you. And thank you to my patrons. You are the boss. And if you'd like to support me and join the community on Patreon, you can find me on patreon.com/SoniaMGFX. I also have a Ko-fi and a Buy Me a Coffee if you want to do one of those. No obligations, of course, and I hope that I will see you next time. Bye!